my line of work, staying safe is all about avoiding nasty surprises. In an emergency situation, that requires training and experience. Spotting the dangers in your own home, however, requires nothing more than a bit of common sense. In the next 6 minutes, I'm going to show you how to do a home fire risk check, something that could save your life. Start the clock.
Sometimes we're just not as good at multitasking as we think we are. The vast majority of domestic fires start in the kitchen, and most as a result of becoming distracted whilst cooking and just forgetting to switch things off. Keep it clean. Fires need fuel, and grease is fuel. Unlike oven doors, most grill doors are meant to be left open when in use and can quickly overheat if closed. Just for once, read your instructions, and remember to turn it off when you're done. The power rating of microwaves varies greatly from model to model. Again, check the instructions and don't overdo it. Leave a spoon or any metal inside and you're asking for trouble. Only stick things in the toaster that you intend to eat, and not fingers or cutlery. And be careful where you place your toaster. Obviously it's going to get hot on the inside, but many get too hot to touch on the outside too. If something is jammed inside, turn off the power before you do anything else. Some appliances are clearly designed to get hot and the need to take care may be obvious. But don't leave irons unattended and keep electrical cables out of harm's way. Washing machines, tumble dryers and dishwashers all have automated cycles, so you may be tempted to leave them running whilst in bed or when you go out. But no appliance is 100% reliable, so the safest option is to switch them off rather than leave them unattended. Chip pans have a notorious reputation for causing fires, and this is not without good reason. There is no such thing as a small chip pan fire, and the potential for damage and injury can't be overstated. A better option is a thermostatically controlled deep fat fryer, but even these should never be left unattended, and it's essential that you read the manufacturer's instructions and never overfill with either oil or food. Personally, I prefer oven chips. Carbon monoxide is produced by faulty gas appliances and is especially dangerous in confined spaces. A carbon monoxide detector can warn you of a dangerous buildup of this deadly odourless gas, but in any case, have all your gas appliances serviced regularly by a gas-safe qualified engineer and find out how to turn your gas supply off in an emergency. If you sleep on an upper floor, your staircase is your means of escape, so keep it clear. Having smoke alarms top and bottom and closing doors at bedtime will slow the spread of fire and smoke and buy you valuable time in which to make your escape. It's always a good idea to have a phone or mobile in the bedroom with you, just in case you need to raise the alarm. Take great care with hair straighteners and tongs, and remember that even after they're switched off they will remain hot for some time. Electric blankets must be checked regularly. Most must be switched off before climbing into bed, so don't forget. Better still, go old school with a hot water bottle. Just about everything these days seems to have a plug on it, and the chances are you simply don't have enough outlets for one plug per socket. Unplug items that you're not using and don't use multiple adapters in one socket. Cables shouldn't run under carpet where damage can go unnoticed, and make sure you know how to turn your power supply off in an emergency. Whenever you light a candle, you create an ignition source. Only use suitable holders and think carefully about where you put them. It's not unknown for pets to accidentally knock over candles, so never leave them unattended. And make sure the candles go out when you do. Keep matches and lighters away from inquisitive little fingers. Take extra care when smoking if you've had a drink or you're on medication, and never smoke in bed. Make sure cigarette ends are properly extinguished and don't empty the contents of your ashtray straight into the bin. An open fire can spit hot embers out into the room. Place a good quality spark guard in front of your fire and avoid overloading it. Make sure your chimney is swept at least once a year, even more if you burn wood. If you place items of clothing on a convector heater, pretty soon that one heater will heat your entire home, but not in a good way. Do not cover or place portable heaters too close to anything. Try this quick test. Hit the lights and count how many pretty coloured lights there are on appliances that are drawing power unnecessarily and costing you money. Hit the switch, kill the power and save yourself a few quid to boot. Even a remote control wedged down the side of a sofa can generate enough heat to start a fire, so leave it on a table and spare yourself the frustration of not being able to find it. Other less obvious hazards include aerosols which, if exposed to direct sunlight or left near a heater, could explode. Magnifying mirrors could also start a fire by concentrating the sun's rays. Test your smoke alarms weekly by pressing the test button. Introducing it to a vacuum cleaner occasionally will also improve its performance. You should ideally have a smoke alarm on each floor of your home. If you know of an older or vulnerable person, put them in touch with us and we may be able to arrange a home visit and fit smoke alarms free of charge. So, you've done everything you can to reduce the chances of fire, but what about the what-ifs? The worst time to decide what you might do if trapped by fire is when it has already happened. Now is the time for everyone in the household, especially children, to discuss what to do if you discover a fire and plan how best to escape from the building. Raise the alarm and leave the building if you can. Keep low to the floor where the air is clearest and don't return for valuables or even pets. Animals are more adept at escaping than their human owners. If you have to get out of a window, throw out bedding to break your fall and hang at arm's length before releasing to reduce the height of the drop. Do not overestimate your ability to tackle a fire, and in all cases raise the alarm first. If in any doubt, don't risk it and leave it to the experts. Take it from me. Fire poses a significant threat to you, your family, and your property. But the most dangerous thing is to assume that it can't happen to you. Stop the clock.
The time it's taken you to watch this presentation, even a small fire will have produced enough deadly fumes to put you and your family in serious trouble. Act now.
Visit our website for further information and to download your own checklist. And if you're on Facebook or Twitter, don't forget to share.